Okay, today I'm gonna talk about refs in React. So first, what is refs? Refs is an identifier of actual DOM, which is similar to ID in raw JavaScript. Refs provide a way to modify DOM without props or outside props data flow. Okay, so I'll give you a example first. So string ref. So string ref Bravo class. I give it a demo. Extends React.component. Render turn def. In this def we have h1 2 string ref. In this element, in this virtual DOM, we return two input field and one button. So input button, click me, and another input. So first input we give it is this. So we give it a function like this: input message and click button, and sorry. And the second input we give it placeholder input message and lose focus. We want to show message after we click the button, and we want to show message when this input field lose focus. So we render demo and to string ref. Right. Open the browser. Okay. So put here. A breaking space here. Okay. Okay, now you can see okay. Now we want to just add some. We want to get the value from this input field first. So we give it a ref. It's called input 1. This is pretty. The way of using ref is pretty similar to we use ID, right? So we just give it a first we give it an on click and this show message, right? So we define message here, show message. Log this. So okay, let's run this first. Hello, click me, and as you can see, there is a demo instance here, and there's property called ref input 1. So we want to print this input 1, input ref input 1. As you can see, this is a node, right? This is a node, element node. So we can get value. Right, something has been printed here. So this is a basic way of using ref. We just get this ref and so that we can just interact with this DOM, actual DOM. It's not a virtual DOM, it's an actual true DOM. This is a basic way we interact with the true DOM using React. So again, we can put on blur this dot show message 2. Give it a message 2. Okay. Refs. So ref input 2. Type something, lose focus, lose focus, right? So it's just running like this. So but in React, string ref is least recommended because of performance issue. I just showed this example so that you can understand how it works basically, and there's some 2 other ways that we use ref in React. So we can also do callback ref. Okay, we'll just copy it and paste it here. So the title is 3 callback ref. Callback. Yeah, 3 callback ref. So except we put a string ref identifier here, we can also put a callback function here. So suppose we can do this input 1 equal to in this callback function, we can receive value which is currentNode, and we can pass this currentNode to input 1. So in this show message method, this is not .refs, it just input 1. As you can see it here, of a node has been passed right here, right? So we can also do dot value, right? So we just use a callback function in this ref attribute or property element attribute, because in this callback function we can receive a value which is current node. So we can just add this current node as a property of this instance, and this instance name is input1. And there's another way that we can do that. We can do it on this input message and lose focus. So we can also name a function, maybe called save message, right? So we can just define a save message in this save message. We still can get a current node. We just add this to input2 equal to current node, and in this show message 2 we just get rid of this because we have put current node on the instance input2 property. Yeah, so we just refresh the page and we do what something happened, so there might be something right here. So save message, this input and current node. On blur save message ref input2. Oh, sorry, we should put it here. So show message to ref callback function this save message. Refresh. Yeah, it works, right? So these two ways of, so the first is called inline callback ref. B, you can like call it bound class or class bound callback ref. Right, because in the second method we just create another function for this, but the function is actually same thing as this current node, right? So it is exactly the same thing, but there are some slight difference between these two ways of declaring callback function in ref. So three or four. Okay, 4. Inline callback ref whereas bound class callback ref. So what the difference? For inline whereas bound, and we can give it we don't want to use the example before. We just we're gonna rewrite write another example containing one component includes one input method, one button, and one state change component. So let's do class demo2 barbell class demo2 extends React component, and we have a state. We just add state later, so we do render first and return each one, and call inline callback reference bound class callback ref, and so we give it an input field, placeholder, again input something, and click the button. Click me, and right here we want to get another. We want to print something else. For example, we just print the example we have used from state class. So we just give it a h2, and today is a hot day, and I will give it a button again. This button, click me show message, click me to go weather. So we have two buttons here. So to make the first header today's hot day header run, so we need to initialize a state. So is hot false, and we want to toggle this weather, so we want a function here. So on click this dot change weather, and we just to name a new weather here, change weather const is hot, this dot state, and this dot set state is hot, reverse is hot. Exactly the same example we have learned before in the state class, in the class of state. So we bend this function on the button, and we can do this dot state dot is hot, hot, or not is cold. Okay. So let's take a look if this one works right here. Render demo 2 for inline was bound to go weather hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, right? So it seems quite right, just as what we have learned before. But in this case, let's modify this input button. So first we bend a function here is called this the show message and we add a ref here as a function, this save message, right? So first we do show message input 1 equal to current node, right? Oh, not okay. So current node save message. So show message equal to console log this dot input 1. Yeah, as you can see here. So show message, we click this button, show message, we use this ref to save message. Refresh the page. Hello. As you can see it here, there is node right here. So let's display this thing. Show message value. Hello, right? So it just works correctly. But when we do inline, this is the bound class callback function. When we do inline, we do current node this dot input 1 dot current node. In this case, we want to refresh the page and we want to click. As you can see here, it just print the thing, but there is a slight difference when we do current node this dot input 1 dot current node and console log at current node. Let's get rid of this save message first. Show message ref inline. Okay. Yeah, now we just force it to refresh the page, right? So now we just hello, and when you update the component, so when you do interaction like this, you use the ref identifier to get the value from a node. This is not an update component because update component need to set up a state or props to refresh the whole component. But this is when we use ref, it just simply get value from the node directly without refresh the whole component. So when we click this button, click change whether the component has been refreshed, and so the component has been updated. So when we update this component, as you can see here, so it display a null which line of code, as you can see here. So this line display a null value. Why? Because this inline function doesn't know if there is a value in the current node or not. So every time we call this function, it will refresh, it will set up the current node as null. I can show you something like, so ref and DOM. You come to the official page, ref and DOM React. You scroll down to the bottom, and if the ref callback is defined an inline function, it will get a call twice during updates. First with null, and then again with the DOM element. This is because a new instance of function is created with each render, so it needs to clear the old ref and set up the new one. Actually, it just set current node as null to ensure safety. You can avoid this by defining the ref callback bound method on the class, but no, it shouldn't matter. So this is not an important thing to know, but there are a slight difference between inline callback function, callback ref function, and bound method on the class. So let's just go back to this save message, and we define save message this dot input 1 equal to current node. Refresh the page again. We come to this console, click update, right? There's nothing happen here. I can just put current node update, right? So there's no other like message like at null displayed, right? Because this function knows that the state of the current node, so you don't have to set up the current node as null each time you render this component. So this is a slight difference between these two callback functions, but it doesn't really matter. In the real life programming, we still do inline callback ref, which seems more compact and efficient. And this way, recommend by React. So the string ref is least recommended, and this is recommended by React. And there's another one called createRef, highly recommended. So again, we give it def for createRef. Okay. So script barbell class demo3 extends react.component and render. In this render, we want to do a simple ref. We just want to do one input field and one click button, simply. So return def and h1 5 create ref. So you put input. So we give it a placeholder. Input and click the button. Click me. Yeah, just let's do a blur. Okay. Input me and lose focus. Okay, so we render this demo 3 and 5 dot create. How do we use this? So we will want to add a ref on this. We can just add an instance of createRef. So my ref dot react dot create ref, an instance of ref. So we can just simply add a ref here. So this is the first input field. So ref is dot my ref. Okay. So again, we just spend on click this dot show message. Right. So show message this dot input one dot show message. So console log this dot input one. We just print this first. So okay, so let's refresh the page. My ref is not defined. Oh, sorry, I put the okay. It should be inside of class. Yeah, createRef. So let's do click. As you can see here, so there is a my_ref property, instance property. So in this my_ref, it is object and the key is current. The value is the input node. So now we can just not use the we cannot use input. We have to use my_ref dot current dot value. Right, as you can see here, my_ref current input. Refresh this, hello, click me, hello. Right, so this is the way we used my_ref. Right. And when you call it, when you just do this JS expression, all those this node, the current node, will store in this my_ref property. Then you can just access that later from the demo3 instance. And there is a small thing that we need to talk about is each React createRef instance is only representing one node. So it means that you cannot use my_ref here again. So now you have two my_ref represent two node. The first one is input and click the button, and the second one is input and lose focus. Right, now you have two refs. So let's do on click on blur. I'm sorry, and we give it a show message 2, and we define message here. And this one should be also this dot my_ref, right? Because you put the my_ref on this second input field as well. So we refresh the page. We can do hello, click me. As you can see, it is empty. And you can do word and lose focus. It is word. And you do hello again, click me. Still word, because the second ref covered the first one. So each ref can only represent one node. So in this case, you need to create a new ref and put this ref2, and to show message you have to access this ref2 property. So hello, click me, hello, word, lose focus, word, right? So these are the three ways of using ref. So the string ref with least recommend, and this is recommend, and this is the most recommended, and this one is the callback ref and a bound class bound method on the class callback ref. There is a little slight difference, which means in real life programming it doesn't really matter, but there is a slight difference. When you update a component, it will just make this inline callback ref function to reset the current node. So this is a small difference. So yeah, this is pretty much about the ref today.